what's going on, guys? It's your boy Jay Trades with the Compound Trading Group. I'm currently looking at this chart here, which is for the S&P 500 index futures. I went ahead and just started recording in regards to these fibs so we can see this in like real time, how they're actually playing out. I see a triangle pattern holding this support demand zone here, which was resistance to support, and right now it's currently in the congestion phase, and I am looking for the impulsive phase, right? The probabilities tell me that this is going to continue to the upside due to the VWAP and 200 EMA being below price action, right? Even on the higher time frames, it's still below price action. On the 15-minute, it was just a retracement here to the 9 EMA still, and the 20 still have a very nice sized gap. So when I see congestion like this, I like to think of it as where's the 200 and where's VWAP. If it's above, well then obviously look for a downside, right? But here in this particular scenario, it's currently on the downside. It's underneath price action. So for me, this is continuation to the upside to the 1.272. Which turns out to be that $3,693.75 area, right? I'm going to just keep checking back in with you guys in regards to how this trade does continue to progress. I'm looking for it to continue to break these pivot points up here, for it to gain the momentum within this area once it collects the liquidity, right? Because right now that volume is not very high at all on this 15-minute candle. But as it begins to break to the upside, it does begin to gain all this liquidity over here, which accelerates the momentum in which it breaks out, right? So let's just check back in with you guys here shortly, and let's see how this trade does progress. All right, guys, checking back in with you guys. Currently, you're noticing price action has broken out this trend line here that I currently have. Let's see if it retests this 9 EMA, or you can definitely continue to the upside. But this demand zone, which was support, supply, turn demand, resistance, I apologize, turn support, which turned out to be a demand zone now, held out perfectly. There was a lot of wicks currently here, right? You see these volumes, the volume candles are right where the wicks are. So I do still look at this as an upside trade to come over here and hit the 1.272, like how I had mentioned before, you guys. The way that I look for fibs is I plot the bottom from the bottom impulse to the top of the impulse move to the congestion, which is the retracement, to follow up on the second leg here, right? Which is essentially this, right? You got the impulsive leg, bam, up here, the retracement, held the golden ratio. The golden ratio is all the way up down here, but it held this demand zone here, and now it broke out. Let's see if it retests to then continue to the upside and fill these liquidity areas up here. All right, checking back in. Currently, price action has developed, almost touched this first resistance line, which is that supply. Currently, I'm looking for this to continue to the upside. The change of character now. Once it breaks this pivot point here, come up here, come right back below, and then continue upward, right? The congestion phase, followed by the impulsive phase, right? Congestion, breakout, impulsive, right? That's how I see and translate the market, and I use the EMAs to guide me through the phases. I also use the fibs to guide me when to enter, when to sell. Not always 100% perfect, but for the most part they do work very, very well. In regards to continuation, for instance here, right? You plot this leg, this impulsive leg, get the retracement, hits the 1.272 up here. And you can see once it hit the 1.272, it began trailing down. due to the fact that's the main target when you are using these fib retracement with the extension combo. And on the chart, price has developed since then, began to break these phases on these, I apologize, resistant supply zones. It gains the momentum liquidity. You see there's no volume on this pullback down. That's good. That means there's not much sellers going on. That's what you want to see, right? You want to see a pullback with no volume, with less, not like no volume, but less volume. And then once it started breaking these pivot points, it began gaining momentum, right? Just how I was explaining. And then I'm looking for the 1.272 up here, and as you can tell, momentum, bam, right? Continues to break upside and just gains this momentum from here. That's why it just boomed up like that, because it got the liquidity from here. And bam, I'll check back in with you guys once it hits the 1.272. Price action wise, as you guys can see, this flag went ahead and made and developed right above this supply zone here, now turned demand zone. But like I stated in the beginning of the video, you essentially want to go ahead and get in at the golden ratio. See, like this is that futures paper trading account. You can definitely see where I went ahead and got in, which was right at the golden ratios. I noticed this demand zone was holding up. Now I want to go ahead and see this to continue upward and hit that 1.272, which is essentially the fib target, right? Once you get that retracement, the target, the 1.272, just give it time to develop. I'm about to hit the 1.272. This is a live walkthrough in regards to price action with the golden ratios, how I play my play, and this should do the trade right here. Once it hits that 1.272, target has been hit, and that's the trade, right? You're not really looking for much else. You definitely can if you're looking at the higher time frames, seeing how they are playing out. 30-minute, right? The 1 hour. The 1 hour was my big indication, letting me know that this was bullish momentum that's about to happen, due to the fact that the 9 was above the 20. That tells me it's bullish. VWAP is below, 200 is above. But as long as I got that indication of this flip here with the EMAs, that tells me that I'm good to go in regards to continuing to the upside, right? Alright guys, closing out the video, went ahead and hit the 1.272, and it still continues to go upside. But that's the trade. Thank you guys for watching. See ya.